Let's make history. Harlem and Spanish Harlem are probably two of New York City's most famous neighborhoods. But most people who are not from Harlem probably don't realize that there was also an Italian section of Harlem known as Italian Harlem. And its history goes back to 1878 when the first Italians arrived on the east side of Harlem in an area of around 115th Street. According to this PhD named Jeremiah, used to teach at Hostos, I came across a blog on WordPress talking about this. And it reminded me of stories my grandmother used to tell me. I go into further detail on my video, The History of Spanish Harlem. Check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But as Italians started flooding over into East Harlem, they came from different parts of Italy, mostly southern Italy. And each town in Italy had its own section within Italian Harlem as it was being formed. Pleasant Avenue was its main vein, and it quickly developed a reputation as a mafia hangout. It wasn't even 5 years after the first Italians arrived that there was a murder right on Pleasant Avenue. It was where the legend Fat Tony Salerno and his crew, the Genovese crime family, operated right off that strip on Pleasant Avenue. You also had Giuseppe Morello, who ran the 107th Street mob. They even filmed a scene from The Godfather on 118th and Pleasant when Sonny Corleone attacks his brother-in-law. That's filmed right there on Pleasant and 118th. Italians engaged in white flight, however, once Puerto Ricans started heavily moving to East Harlem. Peri Thomas even mentioned this in his cult classic memoir, Down These Mean Streets. Pleasant Avenue actually used to be Avenue A, which starts in Loisaida. Italians never fully left, actually. Italian Harlem actually became, as Spanish Harlem grew and became Spanish Harlem, as more Puerto Ricans came, Italian Harlem shrank, but it became a small subsection of Spanish Harlem. Even to this day, it's that strip of Pleasant Avenue, which only goes from 114th up to 120th. And there's remnants of it, of the old Italian Harlem to this day. On 114th and Pleasant, you have Raoul's Restaurant. On 116th, you have Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church. On 117th, you have Patsy's Pizzeria over on First Avenue. And on a side note, just as a reference point, on 115th and Pleasant is Manhattan Center High School. And this is where Mace and Cam played ball. This is where they went to high school. You have the Gigolo Feast Festival, which has been going on for a century, over a century. It started in 1908. But nowadays, the area has been so corporatized. It's actually a mall on 116th and Pleasant called the East River Plaza, where you can go to Costco's, Aldi's, or have a steak at Applebee's. For most of East Harlem's existence, to experience that kind of a thing, you had to go downtown past 96th Street for that. Not anymore.